Aight, so let me talk about something that's been driving me nuts. Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, that's right, I said it. That game. Now, you might be saying, Drangus, that's not a video game. What are we doing here? And that's where you're wrong, buddy. Because it sure ain't a board game either. What is this, a book? Is this a book simulator? What kind of game requires 400 pages of homework before you can even start playing? You want to cast a spell? Well, let me just flip to page 187 to find out if your fireball can actually hit the goblin. But wait, did you calculate your encumbrance weight modifier first? If I roll a 13, and add my dexterity modifier, and the goblin has an armor class of 14. Oh, but wait, he's flanked so I get +2. Oh, but hold on, he's also on difficult terrain? Oops, too late, your character is dead because the dungeon master just made up a rule on the spot. This isn't even a game. It's a 5-hour improv session where one guy has a binder thicker than a phone book, and everybody else sits around pretending to be gnomes. Boo, I rolled a 17. That means my warlock can now talk to a raccoon. See, in a real video game, you press one button, and boom, fireball. But in D&D? You gotta ask 5 people, do your taxes, and then roll 7 dice that don't even have numbers on them, and then argue about whether or not a skeleton has feelings. Buddy, at this point, just let the goblin kill me. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 actually tried to make D&D fun, but you know what they did? They turned it into a real video game. Because guess what? Computers are better at doing math than your friend Steve, who keeps trying to seduce the dragon. Oh, and let's talk about the dice. These things got 20 sides and guess what? 19 of them mean you failed. You try to pick up a rock? Natural 1. You break your leg and die, congratulations. Great job. You've wiped the party. Again. Alright, I tried playing this thing once. That was a mistake. First thing they tell me is, make a character. Oh yeah? How about a guy who leaves the room and goes to a bar? But no, you gotta roll for stats and pick a class. Oh drungle. Are you gonna be a rogue, a bard, or a paladin? Buddy, I don't even know what those words mean. I'm just trying to play a game here, not fill out a job application for Middle-earth. Well, technically, Bringle, if you're a half-orc barbarian, you get advantage on strength checks. Advantage? You know what gives me an advantage? A gun. Can I pick a class where I just walk in with a shotgun and solve this campaign in 5 minutes? Oh, but Dragless, that wouldn't be fair to the goblins. Oh no, not the goblins. God forbid I ruin their little economy. I want my dwarven snooper, damn it. Then you got the dungeon master. Oh my god. This guy spent 2 months writing a 50-page lore document about a town called Glimmerbrook. And every time I try to do something fun, he's like, actually, you can't do that. Oh, I can't? I can't? Well, guess what, buddy? I roll a 20. Yeah. I rolled a 20, so now I punch your little NPC in the face and steal his magic sword. And this guy? He loses his mind. Starts flipping through rulebooks like it's the Constitution. Brubel, that's against the rules. Rules? Buddy, you just made up an entire world out of thin air. And now, I gotta follow rules? You're literally pretending real dragons but suddenly I can't punch an elf? And don't even get me started on the players every group has. There's the guy who memorized the rulebook and corrects you every 5 seconds. The guy who wants to kill every NPC for no reason. The guy who only plays bards so he can make everything a joke. And that one guy who takes 4 hours to decide what to do on his turn. It's 4 a.m. and we're still fighting one goblin. So 5 hours go by. 5 hours. I could have watched 2 football games. I don't got all night to sit here and watch Gregory the halfling bard argue about whether or not he can seduce another dragon. And you know what happens? We didn't even finish the quest. We spent 3 hours trying to bribe a bartender, got lost in a random cave, and then somebody died trying to cross a river because they rolled a 1. Oh well, your character slipped on a rock and drowned. Oh. So that's how it works? I roll one bad number and now I'm dead? This isn't a fantasy adventure, this is just playing Jenga with my life. And that's why Dungeons and Dragons is the worst video game ever made. Look, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, good for you. But me? Ain't nobody got time for this. Next time somebody asks me to play, I'm gonna say, sure. But my character's class is called Guy Who Leaves and then I'm out of there. 0 out of 5. Now this is a real game.